and welcome back to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy 15, my walkthrough to Final Fantasy 15. We are here just having really completed the Glacial Greyshire Grotto, or Greyshire Glacial Grotto, whichever way around it is. We've just completed this area, and having done so, we are now going to look at what's next for us to do. I'm just going to... So these guys are weak to ice. Do I have any spells that are ice? I do not. So that's something worth doing. I only have 15 ice things. I must have been just using ice spells in the last episode. Anyway. So if we can't get something like, so we've got some Quint casts, some Jewel casts, some Xperi casts, Saber Tusks. Just create some very... Obviously they're quite weak, but...
For a light workout.
Any damage is going to help with these guys, so we've got pole arms and some other stuff, so we don't really...
Glad you were there.
Okay, there we go. A nice little starting challenge.
I'm starving to death.
Taking out a few of those shield shears. So, it is obviously night, which means that if we hit the roads, we are going to get harassed by demons. So we may well... I think we do actually have a hunt around here as well as something.
We're outnumbered.
We have some ice bombs, which are in our hunt, as you can tell from the little red symbol above them. Being ice bombs, they are weak to lots of things, but they will absorb ice magic, as you might imagine. Weak to fire is always is quite a nice thing, and also weak to daggers. So once we
take them out one by nice guy. Windardio's looking rather pallid. Just great.
Okay, let's see if I can remember how to play as Ignis this time.
Our best still isn't good enough. Not with that attitude, it isn't. Get back! What? Oh, sorry about that.
So part of the issues we've got here is we've obviously got these Magitek guys in there as well.
How's it going? Could be worse.
So I'll just quickly.
Imperial soldiers just want to say,
Okay, so we take care of our of the enemy there, and Noxus and the guys finish off the Imperial soldiers as well. So not too bad that one.
this could be bad.
That is a Midgard Zorma, and that we should run away from.
Let's go. All kidding aside,
The randomly epic music is a good sign that we should probably not be involved with this battle.
Mr. Nice Guy.
And indeed, I will not. That guy's level 50-ish, and we are not. We might be able to take it on if we really grind it up and we like put in a huge amount of element C spells and things like that. But ultimately, I am not prepared for such a battle yet, and it's absolutely fine to not be. It's absolutely fine for us to just say, you know what, let's make hay and let's head away. Okay, so the things that we've got to do. The car is just here at the Burbos Souvenir Emporium, where we can actually stay. So I think I will. We can rest the night there, and then we need to have a little look at what quests we can do. Because relatively soon we're going to get stuck into a sequence of events associated with Chapter 4. Hopefully we're going to get to the end of Chapter 4 in this episode. We're currently still in Chapter 3 because we haven't finished off The Way of Gods and Kings. But we, hypothetically, if we check the map... So the next thing that we're going to have is we're going to be taken down to here. And then do... sort of complete the main story mission that involves around the Disc of Corthus. And so before we want to do that, there are a few things that we'll want to think about doing. We've got quests from Vive, we've got loads of quests down this area and over here. So what we could do is take a rather circuitous route sort of back. Maybe down here through the sheer heights. This is an area of the map where you really don't go that often. Like there's nothing that really draws you down here, and so the stuff that is there, we could actually get done quite nicely. Then sort of make our way up, back through Wiz's Chocobo. We could complete Vive's quests as we go back around, and then get back to Lostolum. Which would obviously be a very long way round, and actually thinking about it, would probably be the whole of this episode. But I think that might be something worth doing.
You ready to rumble, Nut? In King's Night? Oh yeah, I'm game.
In that case, I'll join you.
So staying at the caravan here, we get a 1.2, like a 20% bonus. And everyone goes to level 28. I'm assuming that's a snapshot that Prompto's taken there.
We ought to hold on to this one.
This nice, beautiful, dark photo. That's a nice one of Gladio.
Man, this place was crawling with nasties.
That's a pretty cool one of the Arachne enemy there.
Perfect timing.
That's our shield shear battle that we just did, and then we've got the those ice bombs as well that we've dealt with. Because the other thing we'd be able to do is we could hand in a lot of our hunts. The reason we'd want to hand them in is so that we could then take on more. Good reasons to do both there. So let's just... Just going to check back in the shop, make sure that we didn't miss anything in here.
Welcome.
Now we bought everything from there. And it looks like we bought one of every single lure as well. But we can buy a recipe book,
Thank you kindly.
which we missed last time. So, recipe books, if we haven't already, you can occasionally buy books from stores which just give you your recipes.
What's up, Iggy?
I've come up with a new recipe.
I could taste test for you.
Everyone's favourite. I've come up with a new recipe. Okay.
Time to go. Mm-hmm.
So, dude, we'll see where we go. So I'm thinking we could actually head into Old Lostallum as well, just to sort of close this loop. We obviously do come back to this area a little bit later, but I think heading to Old Lostallum for now would be good. So left, then right, then left. I know that there is another photo opportunity with the beautiful waterfall that is just there, where we just were, the Glacier Grotto, hiding behind that waterfall. It may well be that because it's raining...
What do you say we take a souvenir shot? Yeah, go for it. Woohoo!
I'm hoping that this isn't going to involve too much walking around, and it should just be... Oh no, it is actually down below, which is a bit of a pain, given that we were just there.
Nice weather.
So you may well be able to activate that quest beforehand, but I don't think I've ever taken this photo, which means I just did not know where it would expect you to take it. Obviously, you do return to the grotto. You can return to the grotto at a later point for stuff like to explore the dungeon again and that sort of thing. But yeah, this is not ideal, as that Midgard Zorma is still slithering about. I think we can get up on that. Try.
Not the time for horseplay.
My hand slipped.
And we got to fight the shield shears again. Wonderful. It's just all gone perfectly to plan. Not.
The hunt is on.
Hit it, Gladio. Especially something this big. Would have lost you. That's what you're hung up about.
Okay, there we go.
Not a moment too soon.
Not a bad battle
For some
as...
well-earned R&R.
Not too bad a fight as Gladiator, that one.
Take a shot from here.
Good call. Now it's picture time.
So in an ideal world, we would have obviously either triggered this photo op before doing the dungeon,
Let me get this shot.
or we could trigger the Photoshop at a later point and then grab it.
Oh, love the
But
light.
I was not to know that it would require us to climb all the way back down here. There was obviously a chance that it could have just been taken from the road, which would have been nice. Nice for me, at least. Given that I would not have had to come back down here and do all these quests once more. Sorry, do all these battles once more. But still, a slow start, but that's how it goes sometimes. And given the way that we were facing with the car, that kind of implies that... Did we come from the Waterfall direction last time? I don't think we did, but maybe. Anyway, we'll rejoin, and then we'll head down to Oddlestolum. So Oddlestolum is obviously a place where we can...
Yeah.
As another settlement, it's a place where we can take on some more hunts, if we so desire. And a few other things. Obviously, there'll be stores there as well, so plenty of stuff for us to do.
Time to go.
All right.
Something we might eventually want to do is also change the regalia up, because we haven't done that in a little bit, and I think Cindy would appreciate the visit. And if we did just do a quest for Dino, so we could actually fast travel to Golden and grab a quest from there. Or if we really wanted to, given that we will be spending a fair amount of time in this area in a sec, rather than going up through Whizzes and round that way, we could actually head down to Golden from the Full Grove, head back to Hammerhead, and then re-enter at the top. Long route, but might be worth it. Again, driving around, there's no real issue with it. You gain AP by doing so and all that stuff. And you also just get to travel around this beautiful world that's been built. And I'm pretty sure there are still stretches of road that I have not driven on, or I've only driven on once or twice. I do want to see if you can actually use that cable car that you can see up there to travel between areas, because I'm not sure. I don't know if you can officially. So we do want to turn here. So in this sort of area, we're nearby another fortress, I think. So if we check, yeah. So you've got this fortress down here. There are several fortresses across the map. Some you do meet in story, and some you only meet if you explore the area enough and you decide that, okay, I'm going to try this area. Some of them are very, very difficult to clear out, and so come with heavy sort of level, requirements in terms of what they expect you to be at. But as I said. Others are just done in story. And so you can... So obviously we've already done one. We already did... Or the makings of one in this area. We've obviously got this large one here, which I think is a late game one. Don't know if you can access that one there. And then yeah, a few more of these big empire run buildings around. But in the meantime, we will cross over and call in here at Old Lestallum. As the name suggests, the first of a few...
Hey, want to hit up the crow's nest?
If you wish to put on weight, certainly.
Yeah, I know.
I think it's the first major settlement. Although theoretically, if this is a new place,
See that over there?
there's probably going to be a cosmogony. What you looking at, Gladio? What even is Gladio? Just disappeared. So we've got some clean...
What sort of meat they use here?
Doesn't matter, as long as it tastes good.
Some clean skewers. Okay, so obviously we've got our chocobo, the point with the chocobo as well. And yeah, let's shop.
Thank you for shopping with us.
So again, some more repair kits. In this case, we've got a bullet hole sticker
Need anything else?
and some more stuff that we can buy, along with a big decal that we can't buy yet because we don't have the money, and another recipe booklet, which is always good
Thank you
for
very
us.
much. That's it.
What's what?
I've come up with a new recipe.
I can taste test for you.
So we've got a whole host of recipes. We haven't actually had a recipe in a little while, I think. I mean, we did have for the dungeon, but we could definitely go with having another one relatively soon, as we find another Oryx Culinary Chronicle. Been 10 days since this fella and I set out for Lestallum, and we still ain't made it back. Cooked up that river crawler and he and I cracked open. We won't be starving anytime soon, but we won't be stuffing ourselves neither. Further looks as gaunt as a saber tusk, just lucky he don't eat like one. Still, it's slim pickings out here, so I'm looking forward to feasting at the food stalls once we get back. And as with all of our Oryx Chronicles, we get a new data log. Obviously you get the data log entry, but you also get a new recipe. We've got a lot of recipes so far in the start of this, as we find our next bit. So, Old Lestallum, the oldest town in Clane. One day, pioneers hoping to explore a new frontier set up camp along the river Weneth, and the rest is history. Nowadays, mentioning Lestallum immediately conjures images of the electricity-producing powerhouse to the north. In the past, however, it referred to this very spot. The name was derived from an ancient word meaning a warship's ram, chosen as an homage to the literally groundbreaking spirit of the first settlers. And much like a brave hero who once boarded said warship and fought valiantly, the town of Old Lestallum has figuratively returned from battle and now lives out its days in peace and quiet. Some citizens are not content with watching their homes fade into obscurity, though, and have taken to opening up shops and restaurants to promote the town they love. So there is another inn that you can stay at here, similar to previous one in terms of the motel, similar to other ones. And then there is a diner as well, as you can see. This is actually the original Crow's Nest diner, which means its menu is ever so slightly different.
Now that's a meal. Welcome to the original Crow's Nest Diner, where it all began. Just when I thought I couldn't be more impressed.
So we're going to be able to hand in a few quests, a few hunts.
Trust you've worked up an appetite.
Now the areas
Couldn't be
down
more
towards
impressed.
this lower end of the map tend to... Obviously, they do give you some good hunts, some relatively high-level hunts,
Trust you've worked up an
but
appetite.
it can also close off a lot of the hunts based on your level. So you might arrive in a town like Old Lestallum and not be able to take on many of the hunts just because you're not at a high enough level in terms of the hunts that they expect. So you can see there are a couple of outposts around. We're currently in Old Lestallum, which is the one sort of most central, flashing. There's another outpost far to our left at the base of the volcano. And there is quests associated with the volcano, as you might imagine, but that does require us to probably grind a bit more as well.
Well, if you're game, these feisty fiends are keen to play.
So, we've got a few, obviously, rank 3 quests here that are also a little bit higher level for us. A few in the So that one in the Malmalam Thicket is actually going to be a fair while away. I'll happily take on 2 of these, but not the third one.
All right. It's all yours.
Just to, keep a little bit of faith, and just because we're not going to be going to Malmalam Thicket for a very long
So,
time.
what'll it be?
So the main thing that you can get here is the Kenny Special Salmon, which as you can see gives you big buffs to defense, attack, and magic. It is only available here,
Kenny and I pray for your success.
and for that reason it's obviously quite special. As we find another little drawing, this time of Kenny Crow. And we also have a radio. I don't think there'll be anything new, but...
It's your vacate.
Meldacio, in the wake of Lady Lunafreya's passing, thousands have flocked to Fenestala Manor in Tenebrae to pay their respects. Pilgrims have spared no expense, traveling from afar by boat and train. Many expected a eulogy courtesy of Lord Ravis, Lady Lunafreya's brother and last of the Oracle's line. But Lord Ravis has avoided the view of the public eye since the bloodshed at the signing ceremony, causing many to worry about his well-being.
I don't know if we've heard that one.
Lord Ravis Nox Fleuret was recently appointed Imperial.
I think we have heard this one.
However, due to grievous wounds sustained in the Citadel, he has been recalled to Niflheim for treatment. Citizens are assured he will resume peacekeeping efforts in Lucis once recovered.
So that injury that he sustains in the Citadel...
For super seafood, look no further than Mother of Pearl in Golden Key. The ferry may be out.
That one I have heard. So yeah, the injury that Ravis sustains in the battle is something that you can see in the Kingslave film, and is in a lot of ways greatly comes up in a lot of what we're talking about at the moment. Okay, so Spiricons are just in the wrong direction, which is a bit annoying. We'll be able to do that one at a later point. This one will sort of be along the way, as will this one. As you can see, these are now at the sort of level. So if we do go down to Golden, a lot of these hunts that we skipped out last time, we can now take just because they're at a lot better level for us. Anything else? So we need to return to Dave. That's the one that's closest. And then we'll do Mind the Trap going down that way as well, I think. Yeah. Okay.
Time to go.
So nothing too interesting here in, yeah, I wouldn't say too big at the moment here in Old Lestallum. I think we do come here at one point for main story purposes. But in general, you don't spend too much time down here. So, yeah, there's a parking area just up ahead, which we might as well stop at. I've said before that stopping at parking areas is useful just because once you've stopped at them once, you can then fast travel to them. So if you don't particularly want to be driving around lots and lots, then that's a nice way of sort of shortcutting a lot of the stuff.
Everybody out.
And I mean, there's occasionally stuff for you to find in the
Nice
little
weather.
side areas that you find around here. Again, these sort of things are not always immediately available to you, so it may well be that there is something for us to find amongst these deserted or seemingly deserted farm buildings and things like that. But just because of the just because we're meeting at it at a certain time means that we don't take the battle straight away. Are they Spiricorns? They might be Spiricorns. They are Spiricorns. I don't... no. Then definitely not the ones that we have to fight for a hunt, but just interesting. We've got some Havocfangs, the latest in the sort of line of fang-type enemies.
Ready. You ready for this? Boom!
So I'm now using Armager. We unlocked Armager after completing the last main dungeon. Armager just allows you to do a huge amount of damage in a very short amount of time as Noctis.
We must regroup. Okay.
Primarily, you obviously use the royal arms there. I guess that means that he was silenced at some point.
Not the time for horseplay. Didn't I do that?
Okay, Imperial Troopers are weak to its shield. That's good to know.
I'll say underway.
Gladio.
So we'll just quickly finish off these soldiers. After they so rudely interrupted the battle that we were having with the Havocfangs. There we go.
All right, we're done here.
Not too bad of a battle. And then we'll head down here, and also because this is Taco's quest, that will mean that we'll be able to then take on the next Taco quest as well. So again, continuing to just build up that, continuing to follow on quests for each of our side characters.
Perhaps these are the mean bandits. Time to save the legumes, boys.
Save the legumes.
It's all you. Allow me.
guess we strayed slightly too far away as Ignis. But there we go. Nothing too hard there with those guys.
Bean saved, boys.
Enough about the beans. Seriously. Let's go.
Indeed.
Seemingly empty truck there, despite being laden with beans. So I'm going to climb up here. I want to know what's actually at the top. And to see if it is, for example, like a fast travel that you could, you know, have the option of taking a fast travel.
How big is this thing? Finally made it.
So we get an ice crest for climbing all the way up here. Now, there is a set of side quests associated with a member, a worker for Xenorus, the power company. And I'm wondering if some of those involve climbing up those towers and actually helping them out. I've never actually got to those quests because the game sort of quickly funnels you down the next story section. But that may well be the case. We'll grab a silver shard before the Imperials arrive. And I mean, we're obviously going to want to soon find a haven. And preferably maybe a set of chocobos that we could use. Just because everyone loves chocobos and we should definitely do more. Like, they're super cheap. Should probably just have a chocobo available at all times, but
Time to go.
there we go.
All right.
So one of the very few bridges that cross over the huge chasm that really separates Dusky from Clane. Just here. And we never really do, you know, it's not like you ever get the chance to explore all the way down there as far as I'm aware. But in much the same way, that's not exactly necessary, I would say. So we'll follow the tunnel. That will take us into the main part of Dusky. And there should be a haven around this area that we can then stay at. I hope. a couple of treasure spots around this area. If we come back to this area with chocobos, then I think that's going to be that's definitely something that we can then mess around with. As it is, we might as well just keep pushing on. I think the next area we'll hit is the Taelpar rest area, which I think is just here. Yeah, there we go. Taelpar rest area. So actually, I mean, we've got a motel here. We could stay there if we wanted to.
Might want to stock up on potions and stuff.
Nice. You're being helpful for a change.
What do you mean for a change?
Yeah, just because it is obviously getting late, and we'll just want to do a small check around this area. We have another book of cosmogony. So, it is the divine host of messengers. It is said that, in the beginning, the six fought side by side with mankind. Even so, the deities themselves seldom appeared before mortals, and instead sent loyal servants to convey their divine will to the oracle. These servants are known as the messengers, and they number 24. Okay, so an idea of 24 messengers on top of the 6 main gods, the messengers being people who would then convey information back to specifically the oracle. Which obviously in our case that would be to Luna. And indeed we do meet one of the major...
This is not normal.
One of the major messengers for one of the major gods. And we meet them. We might have already encountered them in some aspect. I can't remember exactly what we've seen in various cutscenes, but yeah, we'll very quickly.
I could really chug one back right now.
Better make tracks. Ignis, we're going.
On my way.
Don't worry, we're not. Okay, so we've got another weapons shop here. The nice thing about the weapons is that you can buy weapons primarily with the function of having with the idea of having elemental aspects to them. So looking at things like especially things like this Storm Lance, for example, which crackles with electricity, is something that could be particularly useful. And we've got Rune Saber, Flame Tongues, things like that. Again, there are still weapons that we can find on the ground, and I'm just happy to leave it just for now.
Hello there.
And we can buy Memories of Final Fantasy VI
Thank you.
here as well.
Bye now.
So we're getting very close to wrapping up pretty much most of our music listings at this
You're the
point.
one who struck a deal with the shop in Lestalem?
Yeah, that's me.
Well, they wanted to know if the deal's still on.
It is, but there's been a minor setback. Getting the merchandise is no problem, but the delivery route, it's littered with old animal traps. Isn't safe to travel through there. I'm in the middle of removing the traps, but it's slow going. I'll say, would you mind lending me a hand?
So we get Mind the Trap. Make some progress with that quest. And we have yet another old Kenny's Diner. All of which will be generally the same as the other Kenny's Diners. Remember, they have a
Check it out.
What is it?
they have a limited selection of food and things like that.
I'm done.
Yeah, broke a few bones in there.
Ready or not? Oh, love the lighting.
Okay. So if we just quickly check how far away Mind the Trap is. Okay, So it's, in short, exceptionally close. So the question is, do you want to do you rest now with the understanding that you'll then just be able to drive around later, or do you take chocobos out now?
Get a load of this.
That's a lot of horns.
Someone's been busy.
You know,
Seriously.
do we take chocobos now and potentially try and head to the next area,
Better make tracks.
but then likely
Chop,
have
chop,
to
chop,
There in a jiffy.
tow the car to where we've been previously?
This is the area. Let's clean out all the old traps.
Okay, so this quest can be a bit of a pain. Spotting the traps is not easy at the best of times, let alone in the dark. So we will do our best and hopefully not get disrupted by any unruly wildlife or things like that.
Huh.
Okay. Hopefully we'll find one relatively quickly and then I can just have a reference for the rest. So we get some nutmeg. A new ingredient, I think, there. There's one of them.
It's disarmed.
So yeah, we just got to find 5 of them that look like that. You can see that they are pretty big. It's just that they can be pretty well concealed. And I am having no luck. Number 2.
Taken care of.
Now I don't think we can actually get past the barrier there. That is my initial thought. I also have a hunch that these will probably be... Oh, there's one, I think. Sort of some hidden in trees like that, for example.
It's disarmed.
So, 3 out of 5, making progress. It would be nice, for example, if the thingy sort of if the circle of area where it could be closed as you did this, but that tends not to be the case. It could just be a slightly unsettlingly big area somehow. Like it's small and at the same time it feels really big. So can we get up on here? And is there any reason to do so? At this point we're not going to need to rest because we'll be only finished with this by the by nightfall. There's got to be one down. I would say down that way, but it looks like, again, that fence is going to... Unless the fence stops further up that way, I don't think we can get behind it. I would say that I believe that the fence is like a natural, well, in this case, man-made, but it's meant to act as a border. It's meant to sort of designate that you can't... the various points at which you can't go any further on the map. And then we've got the big cliff wall, and then we go up this way, so... Well, I'm sorry that I am just either being blind as a bat or...
Have a look at this, Nock.
there we go. There's one. And eventually I think, as you see there, like sort of Ignis and friends will start helping you spot them. Which makes sense. They should be helping me. We should have spread out among the area and found all 5 of these nice and quick. Hundlegs. Some centipede enemies. Don't see a lot of these guys. In the game.
Never fear, Proctor's here.
Here we are.
Sorry to break this up.
Nonetheless,
God, yeah, no, that was pretty sweet. Just absolutely destroyed that centipede and helps us find the final trap. It all works out in the end.
Well, that should do it, huh?
That's all of them. Should be safe now.
Excellent. Okay, so that's going to be most of Mind the Trap done. And then... let's see what quests we have, if we have any along the way. Yep, nothing really along the way that I was thinking, so I think the next ones will be ones like Footfalls in the Dark.
Charge from the particles in the air. If you see it seated on its haunches, stay back.
And what if we don't?
You die.
On your left!
So, we've got a Coeurl. That's pretty cool.
Take a look at this.
A rather classic Final Fantasy enemy. Very cool Final Fantasy enemy. These guys are pretty dangerous. But I'm interested enough to see if we can give it a decent fight at this level.
Gladio! Glad you were there. Nice score, Gladio. Yep. Watch out!
Definitely
All right, boys, we're in the home stretch.
should have got that sorted.
You paying attention?
Gladio, do it!
Yeah, there we go.
That was a close one.
So we get some Coeurl whiskers.
I'm comfortable just being alive.
I believe that Coeurl whiskers are an item that we can use for to upgrade one of our weapons from Sid. So that's a useful little benefit that we've got. Okay, so once more we're going to stay. This time we'll stay at the motel.
Hello there, boys.
Which gives a slightly, as you can see, a slightly better rate, but obviously is more expensive. Okay, so Everett goes to level 29. Also, obviously, those Coeurls level.
Nailed it. This should be a hit.
I like that they're obviously mid-battle in the back, but no, they've just knocked an Ignis, just taking a nice little chill, having a little pose.
Not bad.
Ignis looking very intense in the Crow's Nest Diner. Some soldiers.
Unsettling place, the Empire.
This is knocked us up above where the caper car was.
Nice shot, Pronto.
And then some stuff with the Hundlegs as well. There should be another point in our bestiary as well in our data log, which is cool.
So, what you doing?
Nothing much. Just chilling.
Cool.
That was one hell of a day, huh?
Yeah, but it was fun. Every day's fun. Even when we almost get ourselves killed. I never imagined it'd work out like this. That I'd get to go on an adventure with you guys.
Who would have thought, huh?
So, how long have we been friends now? Let's see, beginning of high school, so that's 5 years?
Yeah, but we've known each other way longer than that. Ever since elementary school, right?
Huh? You still remember that?
Could hardly forget being gawked at.
Well, you know, it isn't exactly easy being in the presence of royalty.
And when we did meet in high school, you pretended it was the first time.
Yeah, the first time I worked up the nerve to say something. Feels just like yesterday.
You should have said something sooner.
Oh, Noct. You just wouldn't understand. Back then, I was... Actually, never mind.
Hey, you can't just stop halfway.
Yeah, I know. I used to be super shy. Couldn't talk to people. No surprises, but I had no friends. At least not real ones. I was always alone. And there were times when I felt, well, worthless.
That's what's been bugging you?
I mean, when you look at me, you wouldn't think that I'm anything but a fun-loving, happy-go-lucky joker. But that isn't the real me. Behind all the quips and laughs, I'm a mess of hang-ups. I've always felt inferior to you guys. I'm not royalty, and I'm not strong. I'm nothing, really. Unlike Gladio, I'm not good with people. The way he connects with them, he's operating on a different level. Unlike Ignis, I'm not smart, and I can't cook to save myself. But when we hang out, it's so much fun. I forget what I'm not. Then reality hits me like a splash of cold water, and I remember that I don't belong. But I want to. Every moment, I'm desperate to earn my place, to prove that I'm good enough.
Think what you will, but I think you're good enough for me.
So, you really think I'm doing okay?
Yeah, I do. Anything else?
No, nothing at all. I'm sorry I got so real all of a sudden.
You should know better by now. You think I just make time for any old loser?
Huh? Why, you mad, bro? Seriously, though. Thanks for making time for this loser. Feels good to get that off my chest.
Happy to hear.
All right, I'm gonna keep on keeping on the only way I know how.
Yeah, you do that.
I think that's a really lovely scene. Pretty much you get the chance to have that if you stay at a motel. I used to always think it was just the Longwife motel, so the motel that is found up here in Longwife. But I think it looks like it's actually then any motel. So if you can stay at any motel after Chapter 2 and it's not raining, then you can have the chance to have that little scene. And if you push him away, you might get the chance. You might then get the chance to redo that. But obviously, if you continue with those dialogue choices, and you're compassionate and you let him talk, then you obviously get the pop filter at the end. One of the many things that we can do with regards to photos. So you can see that we've got a few photos already in terms of like road trip, memory. Dawn, I might just change that to like sometimes. And then pop, which is obviously a lot more colourful than the other ones. And that's the only way you get the pop filter. But yeah, I just think that's pretty cool. A really nice little scene you get between the boys. Especially because you get the feeling, especially... Yeah, Gladio and Ignis have their roles with regards to why they're part of Noctis's retinue. They have their designated parts of, in a lot of ways, of their jobs has been designated by the king to help him.
Ready for more?
And they've obviously grown close in doing that, but it's still also, there still is a almost more formal aspect between that. Whereas Prompto is just not. It just seems to be Noctis's friend, and you get that a lot with his interactions. And obviously, there's a lot of fan chatter and fan dubs and all that sort of stuff. I just realised I missed something, so excuse me. I was not expecting that scene, but really glad to have it. I think it's a great scene, and it's surprising that it's a completely optional one. I guess they expect a lot of people to stay at Longwive at various points in the game, or at one of these motels. I find it crazy that you can have so much content that's sort of very much missable. Very much missable. Some of the things I haven't done.
Certainly.
Yeah, I know.
So I've realised that even though we walked into the crow's nest last time, we didn't actually chat at the crow's nest, which we should have done. The other thing is, I believe, if we go over this side, we may well be able to find a piece of map.
Yet another part of a map.
And as another piece of map, it leads to another scrap, which we can then use at a later point. But anyway.
Welcome to the crow's nest.
So we'll just chat with the people here. You can actually see up near where it says Tomall's Glade. That's
Can't have you fighting on an empty stomach, can I?
a rather
Bad news,
important
this
one
lot.
there.
Reckon you can handle them?
So here we've got a battle with some Coeurls at level 34, and also this one with some dual horns. These later ones, you can tell, this is when the level of these hunts, again, continues to increase, continues to get harder. We'll take both of these, as they are both potentially available to us. I don't know.
I'll be rooting for you.
And also our main plan here is to... there we go. That's one that we can definitely do. Our main plan here is to make some progress with our... with what we're currently up to. So obviously when we head back to Gordon, we're going to actually be taking on a lot of those quests and dealing with quests down there in Gordon. So these are just dual horn. This should hopefully not be too bad, as we fought enemies of this type before. What do we know? Weak to fire, shields, and spears.
Ready for this?
That did barely no damage at all, so.
Get back!
Eyes forward.
Oh, sorry about that. You rang? Gladio.
It makes most sense to use Gladio for this one, just because he still has, I believe he still has the Blade of Brunir, and that being a fire-infused weapon. There we go, that's more like it for magic damage.
Everyone regroup. Yeah. Try to hit him from behind.
Attention.
There we go, lovely.
Maybe it's just me, but I felt kind of bad taking those things down.
You're not alone. But out in the wild, it's kill or be killed.
And personally, I prefer the former.
We get some smoking wood, an ingredient I have never seen before. So that is cool. You find things about this game all the time. That's the great thing about it. It's so big and so vast. I feel like it has a strong enough through line to keep you attached to it, so you don't sort of lose all interest in it, as you do with many big open world games. And we get an earth gemstone as well, which I think is in fact, I'm pretty sure is a one for Sid, which is cool. Okay. So obviously we could just report straight back to the tipster, but we will now start making our way over to...
Right.
Making our way over to Gordon. And then, as I said, from Gordon, we'll talk to Dino, get his next quest, which I think will be unavailable to us for a few, for a fair amount of time at least. Then probably go and see Cindy for a bit, and get the regalia kitted out once more. Give the girl a new coat of paint, a new interior. We can obviously go to Taka and get his next quest, and just keep making progress. Just keep handing in lots of these side quests. It means that we'll probably be quite over-leveled for the upcoming story missions and things like that, but I'm not too fussed by being over-leveled. I have been in the past, but at this point I'm just like... you know, why be concerned? If it doesn't impact how much you're enjoying the game. But the thing we do, actually, that I did not recommend...
Everybody out.
Aye, aye.
Is we're just going to pull over here, where there's a... I didn't actually mean to U-turn
Great day
there.
for a walk, huh?
But we do just want to step out here. There is a slight reason for this little area, as we collect another beautiful bottle. As this is where our next scrap of mystery will be found. As we reach the sheer heights. I believe also that they have so there was a there was a fishing location around here that
Another
was
headache. This is not normal.
included around this area, so we could also have a look for that. Okay. So I'm pretty sure it's around... So that's telling us it's all below us. It's probably around this area. There we go.
And here's another one.
Oh, the map is still incomplete.
So we get Sylvester's map piece I. Yeah, I think this path is probably just going to lead us to the Doral Spring fishing spot, which I see no reason for us not to at least check out. We're under no rush. We've still got plenty of time, so let's explore. We could obviously be on Chocobo, which would speed things up slightly, but that's all okay.
What? 1 minute it's pouring, the next it's over.
Sudden weather changes. Think we'll see a rainbow?
We might do pronto.
This will make a fine paint.
So, some more rare ores and things like that found there. And we find a dungeon. The Doral Caverns dungeon. And now I'm trying to remember if... So I have done that dungeon. Although I completely forgot its entrance. I completely forgot its entrance was around here, which is fun. So, obviously, the dungeons like that, they're generally... they're going to require us to be at a much higher level. I think that one in... that was not too bad from what I remember. But there are obviously some which, you know, are more like levels 50, 60 as opposed to 20, 30 like we are currently. But we are here. We have reached Doral Spring, where there are snakehead primarily. And there's a shop where we can buy some more...
Well, there you go.
And you can also buy yourself a new rod and a new reel. One of the rare places where you can actually buy them.
Come again, or whatever.
She does not seem too fussed about it all.
Did you need something?
Dory.
So, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, just the most indifferent person to whether you're joining her stuff or not. Okay, so let's do some fishing. See what we can find here in this beautiful little spring. So there's a rare one up there. It sounds like we want some snakeheads. Okay, doesn't look like anything's biting. He says, just as we get interested. Nope. There we go.
Knox, you can show a bit of emotion, you know.
It's a pretty decent fish there. A garnet snakehead, I should say.
You've improved.
Some more success. That time, just a regular snakehead. Now we're reeling them in. We get an Alstor Bass that time, okay. Alright, if that's the fish, that is a big fish. No, I think that's just the shoreline. I know you want it. I'm surprised it's still saying that they're interested, given that I'm so far away now. What do we want to try? Now starting to get so much stuff. So we know that there are Alstor Bass in here, so we could go.
How long you think you're going to be at it?
Go. Goodness.
Oh Jesus, that was racing through the tension. Easy to reel in.
Look at the size of that thing.
Yeah, relatively easy to reel in, but was doing a lot of damage to my line very quickly.
You've improved.
What have we got? A Phoenix Bass. Was that the special one? Yes, it was. Okay, we'll do a couple more maybe. A couple more reels at least. And see what we catch.
Nice.
Oh. So another Alstor Bass. As expected with this lure. No luck there. And they got all excited when it was the Phoenix Bass, but now they're just acting a bit disinterested.
I was hoping to see something epic. A mortal stroke.
At this rate, we're gonna fish this place dry.
There we go. we get a spiked Alstor Bass, so something slightly different. Okay, excellent. That worked out pretty nicely for us. Another good reason for us to spend some time fishing there is that, for one, we might want to go back and do some fishing in Golden, knowing how terribly that went last time. But the other thing is that definitely one of our hunts in Golden needs to be done at night. So, given that it's already dusk and we've still got a fair ways to drive, that should help with that.
Wah!
Time to go.
All right.
Okay, so we head round these the beautiful sheer heights, and then we will cut across and make our way down past the Full Grove, down to Golden Key. As Gladiator's decided to take a book out for a quick read. So what's interesting, I find, is sort of the relationship you have with money in the game, because if you want to get everything, if you want to buy a lot of things, it does actually cost quite a lot. Things like the various... Oh, we got some Hundlegs crossing. Ever so slowly. No point in really disturbing them. Place to get Duskian oranges. I did not know you could do that. I did not know you could crash the Regalia. That is great news to know. Because I've tried that a bunch of times in different ways and it's not worked. Obviously, as the game has continued to grow, obviously it's stopped now, but as the game continued to grow and as things were added to it, one of the patches did actually include an off-road model of the Regalia, which you could then use to drive around off-road. But I did not realise that you could just plough straight into walls like that. So it should be nightfall relatively soon in game. So we need to keep heading south. And then through another long tunnel, through the mountains that sort of separate Duskai from Lead. And then continue to head south down towards the coast. But now the Regalia definitely needs a service. want to make sure she's looking absolutely beautiful ahead of the next few chapters. Very bold people leaving Golden at what 7 p.m. So pretty close to when the monsters start to come out to play.
Taking a walk on the wild side?
Nothing like nature in the middle of nowhere.
Wouldn't exactly say that Golden Key is in the middle of nowhere and all that, but there we go.
Hello and welcome.
Okay, we've got everything of that, which is good. There are a few of these ingredients, which I think we just... So I think luncheon meat, for example, you can't actually find anywhere, and I think you do have to buy. So whilst we're here, I'll buy 3 of those.
Thank you kindly. We hope to see you again.
That's it.
What's what?
I've come up with a new recipe.
Can't wait to try it.
Well, using the luncheon meat that you just purchased might be a bit bold there. So we'll make our way up and over to Dino.
Welcome to Golden Key.
And I guess we will be handing our quests in to...
Man, that hurts.
Another headache.
Welcome back.
Handing our quests in to...
You really are dependable.
Maybe Taco or someone like that.
Allow me to take your order. So, what do you want to know?
Okay, nothing really new there. We will eat
Take a look at the menu.
So boosts all stats and increases experience earned by 10%. Increases maximum HP by 500. Then we've got increase attack. We've got something that increases attack, max HP and health recovery, and then nullifies fire, ice, and lightning, which is quite useful. So we'll get the Sea Bounties risotto.
We'll make it fresh for you.
Oh yeah, here it comes.
No recipe for Ignis, but that is
Make sure to
fine.
come back hungry.
I should have checked, but I'm pretty sure that the Sea Devil quest that we have from her is the final one from this location. I'm assuming we've read that. Yeah, we have read about Angel Guard, I'm sure. Okay, so we find Dino.
Oh, this stuff's beautiful. And not a
Just
scratch
blinding
on it.
him with light.
Oh, what about you guys?
Thanks for your concern.
Relax. I knew you'd be fine. All thanks to my handiwork.
You held up your end of the bargain, so I'll hold up mine. I'm proud to present you with one of my pieces. I think you'll find it to your liking. If you want more, stop by again. You guessed it. Stone search.
Just the old telepathy.
Yeah, well, read my mind all you like, but I don't got a lot to share. None of my associates have much luck looking into the place, so if you can't do it, just forget about it.
Okay, so Dino wants us to go to No Pain, No Gem, which is up by the Vesper Pool, so we do not need to worry about that for a fair while.
Dino called in a pretty big favor this time.
Yeah, but that's not really like him. I mean, something about him felt different.
More serious than usual.
Serious about setting us to work.
Okay, so hello.
Easy now.
Come on, I know you can get over that. There we go. So yeah, obviously we do have a quest that requires us to be at night, so we will pay attention to that. But that doesn't mean we can't.
You okay? You want to take a break?
I'm fine.
Come on. Break time. Break time!
That doesn't mean we can't still go to a few places and just pick up some items. We've probably already picked these up before at a different time, but okay.
We need to replenish our supply of curatives.
Gotcha.
We'll meet again.
So nice Yellowstone shard. So we'll see if we can have some better luck here. Again, I don't really know what's available, but we've had barrelfish around this area before, so let's try that first.
Knocked. Stop reeling. Great job, Knocked.
So we get a black barrelfish.
The line's still okay, you think?
I'm confident that it will hold. So do we have anything for black barrelfish over glowing? Glowing barrelfish again. Okay, so nothing really there. So then we might as well choose one of the ones, maybe like this one. Come on, are you interested?
Focus!
What the hell was that?
Nothing to worry about, Prompto. Okay.
You've improved.
An Allural Sea Bass with another recipe from Ignis. Excellent. So see, again, orange means that they're edible fish. So you also get the chance to obviously have ingredients that you may well use in recipes and things like that.
Almost got him. Oh, we got a big one.
That is a big one. Will we survive with our very...
Better get ready to land it.
With our weak line.
Oh, it's heavy.
Just don't get too greedy. There we go. Not too bad.
Oh.
So a copper Allural Sea Bass.
Note, the line is wearing thin.
It is wearing thin to the point where I'm quite happy to. So it looks like we've got another Allural Sea Bass, whether it's copper or not, we shall find out. And then I think we will stop fishing and go take on our hunt.
Yes! What the hell was that?
Just takes out 100 of my line straight away.
Ease off on the reeling.
I think there's another 100.
Focus!
They wanted a battle between man and fish. That's what they're doing at this point. Whew.
What the hell is this thing? Wow. Check it out.
That is a big fish.
Massive!
That is a great place to stop fishing for here at least. We'll do a little bit of fishing at the other side, although generally we only find the I think we only found the glowing barramundi around that area. Hello.
Let's go.
Everything in order?
Yep.
Right behind you.
I do wish that you could pick up items while on Chocobo. It would make things so much simpler and in a way that is so easy to... You feel like it's really easy to implement and would also just be a small quality of life improvement that would make things that much more... Yeah, that much less hassle. But it's okay that we don't. Okay, I think these guys that we're fighting are on this level here. Let's have a look. Yep, there we go. Hobgoblins. So you can see they're throwing rocks. Weak to fire, machinery, and greatsword, and light. Unfortunately, you don't really get any light sort of affinity stuff to use.
Must be some kind of toxic.
I remember how to play as Gladiator. You play quite defensively, you block, and then you hit back with big, huge slashes because it really ups your rage meter.
Worry about yourself.
And obviously your rage meter is
What did you expect?
a massive buff to the amount of damage that you do. But still, I was doing huge amounts of damage there with my fire-imbued greatsword. Obviously, also being at a level that is well above those guys. So we've got some fungoirs, and we will bring back the chocobos.
Easy now.
And then, yeah, I think our last one is a battle against some sea devils. So sort of like the crocodilian type enemies that we met with Sahagins down on the coast. And then I think we're done with related quests like that from Golden, which is quite nice.
For the ride.
Being completely done with Golden.
Nice riding with you.
And obviously we'll still have to come back here. There are a few smaller quests, namely we have to return here with Dino. We'll want to stay at some of the havens around here. And there's also a quest with Vive, who asks us to do some...
The hunt is on. Seafood would make you happy, especially something this big.
What it's gained in size, it will have lost in flavor.
That's what you're hung up.
Hey! Outstanding, Doctor.
Yep.
Nice and easy.
Nothing to it.
All in a day's work.
But these guys will be a bit tougher. I think this is pretty much at our level 28-ish. These guys are weak to ice and normal swords and guns, so Prompto is the option of choice.
How many times?
Enough talk. Time for some action.
Say your prayers. Do it, Prompto! Oh yeah!
That's the issue with playing as Prompto. He is frail. But he does so much damage when you utilize stuff like that correctly. It's great. Lovely.
I'm beat.
I am really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying the ability to swap between the characters. I wasn't completely sure about it when it was first announced as a feature, but I am
the color's amazing.
Finding this to be very enjoyable, just to sort of approach different battles in different ways. And obviously, you know, you have your characters that you prefer to play as. And it has been a while since I've played as each of the individual characters in their own little stories. So getting the chance to sort of relive those fighting styles is quite nice.
Good morning, fellas.
Sun come up already?
It might have
Been out
done,
all night.
but
I think that's our cue to call it a day.
indeed. So we have a haven here. The haven here, I think, will give us a
And here
tour.
we are.
Camping. Again.
Well, you got a problem with camping?
Okay, so unfortunately that did mean that our chocobo left. I was hoping that if we finished the battle early enough, then we would be able to camp with the chocobo and then have it until the end of the next day. But we didn't quite get that, but that's okay. Seeing as we have it, why not? Mystery meat sushi. So we do have a big chunk of AP that I can definitely use up as we take Ignis's cooking up and get a new recipe. Noctis's fishing nearly went up a whole level as well. Ignis just chilling in the motel. Gladio chilling in the car.
Maybe I can make a living out of this.
No big picture of Noctis and his massive fish
Perfect timing.
against the Hobgoblins. And Ignis has just come up with a new recipe, it seems, in that one.
I wish Ignis would get off my back.
He'd ease up if you could just get up in the morning. A cure for sleeping in. All right. Crack of dawn tomorrow. We train at the beach.
If you think it'll help.
Oh, no doubt about it. You'll feel like a new man.
So this is obviously, so this is a small tour event. We had this might actually be the first one that we've. Oh no, we had the one where you stir the pot for Ignis. So very similar to that. Staying at certain havens gives you
just the place.
the small little character beats staying at havens. beautiful golden key. The sort of beautiful pastel colours there in the early sunlight.
So, what are we gonna do exactly?
We're going for a run. Nice and simple.
What? That's all?
Try saying that when your lungs are ripe to burst. Sand's tough to run on. There's no better way to improve stamina, and no better time to do it than first thing in the morning to make it interesting. What say we race?
Race?
With stakes. If you lose, you have to train with me every day.
Then I can't lose, can I?
There's the goal. Now let's get started. Ready, set, go.
Piece of cake.
Hey, you're not doing so bad.
Piece of cake.
Hey, you're not doing so bad.
So if you can trigger a good little stamina refresh there, that's going to massively help you in this little one. I don't think it matters whether you win or lose. You'll still get the reward. But obviously, you're not going to want to lose now, are you? So if you let your stamina all the way go down, obviously Noctis will go into his very tired and slow state.
Yes! Well done, Noct. There's no way Specs can complain when you come back to camp this early. Encrusted in sand. Make sure you act nice and smug when you see him.
Yeah. If this doesn't shut Ignis up, I don't know what will. I gotta say, though, it's kind of nice at this hour.
Even if that's all you take from this, that's good enough for me. Come on. Let's go. Good hustle out there.
Yeah, I know. I'm awesome.
So we earned 20 AP. So yeah, most little events like that, you will get 20 AP for your trouble. What are we going to go for this time? The dual casts aren't that useful just because you don't get too many enemies who are weak to two types of magic, but they're really easy to craft, so that's why I end up crafting a lot of them. So in terms of our quests, I think that's everything that we needed to do down here in Golden. So next thing will just be to start on the journey back.
Man, that hurts.
Another headache. This is not normal.
And there was some hunts that we were looking at doing on the way. Namely that one. So we've got Beast over Brawn, and then there's another one after that. But that's a lot further north, and that's sort of more along the route that we would normally take. We could do some more fishing. It is the morning. I don't think we've really fished here in the morning. Any news? Giant Trevally.
Let's fish.
Like a kid in a toy shop.
So, what is it you're after today?
Yeah, got a bunch of those.
See you next time.
So I think here we generally find the Trevallies.
Respool the line before it's too late.
These little guys. Come on, I know you were interested.
Ease off on the reeling.
Nothing too hard there.
You've improved. Knocked. Stop reeling.
Come on, Gladiator. You gotta have a bit of risk with it. Those smaller fish, you've just gotta hold it down and hope for the best. Again, a good reason to do this is just so that we can keep picking up these the ingredients. So if we can't encourage one of these to be interested in the bait.
Ease off on the reeling. Wow, you did good.
The line's still okay, you think?
Okay, do we have anything else?
Won't get a good cast like that. Put your back into it.
We've got two fish interested here. It's probably just another trevally.
You did good.
Knocked. You can show a bit of emotion, you know.
Yeah, another trevally. This one was also interested. That's a big fish.
Here we go.
Oh, we got a big one.
Oh jeez, I am doing nothing on that. I'm going to be heavily reliant on the bits where it jumps out of the water. It's also annoying because I can't really see it. It's not doing massive damage to my line, but it... Like, the damage is not that fast, but not being able to really see it is making this quite difficult. I mean, I'm a third of the way through my line. And I'm struggling here. Yep. I have a feeling we're going to lose this lure. I'm afraid.
Turn the rod toward the fish.
So we can get a big comeback here.
Let that be a reminder to change the line early and often.
It wasn't that. It was more just the fact that we had a fish that was too big for what we had. Huh. Fair enough. Is that another? I mean, we obviously don't have the stuff equipped. We could be using Dragon Drain. Can't remember what this super. There's a super line that has like 2,500 health on it as well. So we could be using that. That would have helped. But I think generally we were just missing a bit of.
Good luck out there.
A lot of ways it was the not being able to see that was really hurting. The other thing is that there are recipes that you can use that will help you fish. They were generally earned in the Chocobo Moogle Carnival, and so that is definitely something that
time to go.
I could have looked into. Okay. So we've got another long drive ahead, but that's absolutely fine, as we'll continue to gain some AP. And when we get out, I will spend some AP. I think it's worth us spending some AP. A little frustrated with that result in terms of the fishing, but there we go. It's part of the mini game, part of what you can expect to happen with that sort of stuff. The boys chilling in their wrecked car. So we're not too far away from our hunt, and once we take care of that, we'll then be able to look at that was not what I intended to do, but there we go. We can just casually reverse our way towards our next quarry.
Everybody out.
That's a bit out of the way of that treasure. Don't think it's worth too much. Okay, so we've got some Grandhorns and some Jewel Horns. We've already faced off Jewel Horns even in the sort of fights.
Imperials above us! Thanks.
So it'll be interesting to see what the Grandhorn offers us in contrast.
Man, it's hot.
Then lose the jacket.
Any plan of attack?
Okay, Jewel Horn at level 12, Jewel Horn at level 23, weak to shields and fire.
Fly right through him. No sucker. Well, here we are.
What can I say? Gladio! Nice work, Gladio!
Yep.
How are we? Getting by.
You're on fire today.
No big deal.
So we've nearly also got our Armiger up as well, which is quite nice.
Seems we found what we were looking for.
So we've got level 12 Jewel Horns, but this time our Grandhorns are up at level 27.
Roger.
Whoops!
One false move and we're done for. We can turn the tide yet.
Proto!
Okay.
Gladio!
No one miss your nice guy.
Nice work, Gladio! Hit it, Gladio!
Gotcha.
And we've got Magitek there.
Doesn't look like it.
There we go.
It's a rather tiring endeavor.
That wasn't too bad. Got to show off the quick recipe ability when you're Ignis, which is obviously hilarious. Ignis just taking time in the middle of a fraught battle just to cook a nice meal. But I think the effect of that is that you start seeing the rate at which you reach total clarity with Ignis for any of the spell daggers greatly increases with that. So I think it is a big buff in that regard, which is why it's 3 tech bars.
Magitek engine. It's close.
But obviously you can argue that it should be in other ones. But I don't know. I like it. It's silly. Game doesn't take itself too seriously and it knows it. The fact that they spell recipe P-E-H at the end sort of just shows that.
Time to go.
All right.
Anyway, so we've got... now we've got the chance to head back, like I said, to Hammerhead. To fix up the regalia, to chat with Sid and hopefully upgrade a few weapons, because we now have an Earth Gemstone, we now have Coeurl Whiskers. I can't remember if Sid is picky in the sense that you can only do it after a like if you have to wait in order to be able to do multiple at once. But either way, we will be able to do that.
A breather.
Okay, back at Hammerhead.
Have yourselves a good browse. Much appreciated. Thank you kindly.
Okay, so let's chat with Sid.
All right. I'll give you a call when it's ready. Nice. Hand over your weapon.
I wasn't aware that we had a glass gemstone, but that is also something that we can do.
If y'all are having trouble, y'all brace yourself for power. Y'all brace yourself for power.
That is a little bit annoying. So I think because we couldn't do the Bioblaster, then it's now sort of gone into the default while you're waiting for him. So Bioblaster would have required a Dynamo. Circular Saw requires a Sky Gemstone, which I don't think we have. I don't know if he's seen... What was the other gear that we had? Whether he's seen the auto crossbow or not. And so one of the things we might be able to do is we could just stay at the caravan there. Because, I mean, we will have done a bunch of quests and things like that, so we'll be able to hand in some things.
Oh, good news. All my deliveries finally came in.
That's great.
Beans are healthy and nutritious. What's not to like?
I guess I could eat them if I had to.
You want to hear a tip from an old pro? Forget their beans. Pretend they're little meatballs.
Little... meatballs. I'll give it a try.
I reckon y'all earned this reward. It'll make a fine meal. And be sure to kiss the cook for me.
So a nice chunk of experience from Taka. And some more ingredients. His next quest is...
Oh, good to see you, son.
Hey.
Y'all happen to be headed for Lestalem?
At some point, I guess.
Because it'd be mighty helpful if y'all could do some shopping.
All right.
Much obliged to you.
So we need to buy some ingredients.
Sid's friends, was it? No surprises.
And once more we can hand in our hunts here. Continue upping our hunter rank.
Y'all did good.
And obviously buffing how much money we have as well.
No surprises. I can tell you all about the area. These nasties here have been a real pain in the rear.
Yes, the only one we've got left is this one, which we can't do because it's, I'm assuming it's rank 4.
Drop on by whenever you're hungry.
Which is fine.
Huh.
Okay, do we actually... So the other thing we could do is just quickly head north.
The man just assumes we'll do his errands for him.
We're indebted to Taka and his diner. Anything we can do, we should.
Yeah, it's just shopping. No biggie.
What could be easier? Let's get to it.
Ah, y'all brace yourself for power.
Well, ain't you a lucky one? I've got just the thing. What'll it be?
Okay, so...
What coat do you fancy?
So yeah, I think we've done the ivory and we've done the... we've done the blue. The free deep sea blue there. So...
Anything in mind for the interior? Go on, pick a color.
Got a few here that require Yellowstone ore, which we do not have. We could definitely colour some red.
How do you want the wheels? How do you want the wheels?
I reckon we've had cerulean and we've had gold, so let's go red.
Well, here's what I can do for her. How about the decals? Anything you like?
The chocobos there are pretty cute.
How about the decals?
The beast in red looks pretty cool.
Anything you like? How about the decals?
That sticker set though is also pretty nice.
Anything you like?
And that one you can barely see the red.
How about the decals? What are you fixing to upgrade? How's this?
Let's go for it.
Y'all just sit tight now.
I like how she does that. She leaves the car looking in an
Well,
absolute
here
wreck.
she is, just like you ordered.
So I guess I need to talk to her
What
again
can I
in
do
order
you
to
for?
get it service.
She's a right mess. Well, just leave her to me. Y'all just leave her to me.
So it's 500 gil to service the regalia.
And this goes there. There. Good as new.
So there we go. How's it got so late so quickly is what I want to know. I mean, we're just going to be driving around is the thing. Though, better to have them than not. Unless, again, I need to just sort of get used to the fact that chocobos are so cheap, so why not? In a lot of ways. Like, unless I'm going to definitely not be around. A la, by the time we go to Altisha or things like that, then there's absolutely no reason not to.
I'm going on ahead.
I'm sure I could sell some stuff as well.
Oh, we have so much in common.
Who's the lucky imaginary lady?
When all this is over, I'm gonna visit her in Hammerhead.
Come on, Poppy, you got to be a bit more subtle than that. You can't let the others just tease you about it all the time. I said I was going to use my
Nice riding with you.
ascension, and I will do that once we rest, because I'll get a couple more ascension points for resting, I think. Unless... what are we looking at? Exploration. Let's do that. Extend the stat boost of items given by count. Double items gained by fishing. It's a fair amount of AP, but I think it's worth it. So yeah, we'll make camp and then we'll head back, chat with Sid. In order to get our weapons. Now, where's my chocobo? There you are.
Easy now.
We weren't going to leave without you, don't worry. So obviously, if you camp and you have chocobos with you, well, naturally they have to camp with you. And it's great.
Thanks for the ride. Sleeping out under the stars tonight.
Do 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 ba ba da ba do. I do not think we've had the veggie medley stew yet. Actually, you notice that you can get certain greens. You can buy them at Whizzes, I imagine. You can get certain greens which you can feed to your chocobo. The main ones that they give you. So obviously you have your typical gazelle greens, which are just there to keep your chocobos happy. But then as you go along, that's the little trick. Noctis sleeping on his chocobo. So cute. But the other greens will have certain small side effects, certain small buffs in the ideas of what you're doing. Certain small buffs.
Look at you.
Normally I would save a beautiful looking regalia, but I find that one quite amusing. But yeah, no, so they give you like buffs to your chocobo's stamina or buffs to the chocobo's speed, and indeed those are the sort of buffs that you do need. Like,
good to go.
Just about awake.
You need them for your
Weapons ready. Swing by when you can.
to win some of the later races.
Let's go.
So yeah, for Sid, you generally need to wait around a little bit for him to finish those upgrades that you ask him to do.
Let's do this.
Right.
But with that, we've got a few new, pretty powerful weapons here. As we get a better drain, so the drain lasts 3.
There y'all are. Get ready to be blown away.
And the engine blade 3. And it's worth remembering that those are weapons that
Looks like we got some new gearheads in the making.
There we go. So you can get the engine blade further if you get a sturdy helix horn, which I do not believe we have, because it usually would tell you there. It might say give Sid the Hurley.
All right. I'll give you a call when it's ready.
The helix horn.
Oh, my aching back. Oh, y'all brace yourself for power.
Okay, so we'll get that's got the Bioblaster started. It's a little annoying, obviously, that we haven't just been able to set off straight away with that.
Clear skies with the temperature rising.
Nice.
But there we go. So, our hunt, I believe, is just around this area. So we should just be able to drive up around and eventually reach there. I think these enemies were level 28, which is a little high when we were first looking at facing them. But now we should be able to take them on with hopefully not too much trouble.
Everybody out.
Aye, aye.
Actually, there's a parking spot just ahead, which I really should have stayed at. I don't know if I have already.
Ready for more?
You bet.
Let's hit it.
In fact, I am pretty sure that we have parked here before, but anyway. Those guys up there might be our hunt. Yes. Okay then, so these Anaks, what are we looking at? Level 9. Weak to lightning. And great swords, so Gladiator might be a good option here.
Get those muscles moving.
These old things.
Against us. I'll say. Ponto's here.
Here goes nothing!
Great Anakadom, excellent. So there'll be the red rock for breaking the antlers of one of these Anakadoms. And it looks like they also drop the fetlocks when they go. Good work. Not too bad. They're a lot easier to fight as Gladio, it seems, than, I mean,
I want to just flop
they
into a
weren't
hotel bed.
too bad to fight as,
Camp's not gonna cut it tonight.
do we want to take on an Anak Stag just for fun? Look at those beautiful antlers. Got level 8, level 3. How much? What about you? Level 22. Okay, we could definitely do this.
Should be good practice.
Gotcha! Hit it, Gladio!
You asked for it.
Yeah!
that spell was too effective. Killed the stag, but
Sorry to break this up.
ooh.
Nice work, Gladio. Yep. Get back.
I'll back you up, Doctor.
There
I'm counting on it.
No use hanging around here.
Not too bad. Though it is annoying that, for example, we can't like take the antlers off the bodies once they're down. That was a beautiful set of antlers there that we could have repurposed. Anyway, so next step, or next stop, I should say, is
Time to go.
Kernix Ulster. So Kernix Station Ulster, and then we've got. So there we'll do Vive's Quest. I think there are a few things like rescues and things like that that we can do as well. So we could definitely go on Chocobo Bank just for a little bit. As we slowly start to run out of fuel, but that shouldn't be a problem for too much longer. Fuel, that is.
Hey, who's up for a bite?
Okay, so first thing we should do is chat with Dave.
Let's go shopping.
Works for me.
Although, actually, let's just check.
Hello again. What can I help you with today?
We've got everything from there, and we didn't lose
See
one
you
of
next time.
those lures, which is good to know. Okay, so there's Dave.
Y'all done good. Whoever owned that tag's probably breathing a sigh of relief right about now.
10 elixirs, that's quite a lot. Some blackstone ore.
Easy now.
So we do just want to check around this area just for
Thanks for the ride.
Nice riding with you.
just for a recipe. I think we may well be able to find one around this area. It may well be at the back of here, for example. Or it may well be down here. This looks more familiar. Yeah, there it is, up on the side there. Orienteering checkpoint. Orienteering checkpoint A. A fiery flavour is yours to savour, but the taste of victory lies further ahead. Seek where Wasteland Road enters darkness, and a light lies
That's
at the end.
What's up, Iggy?
I've come up with a new recipe.
I could taste test for you.
Okay there, so let's now return to our Jacobos. Hey.
Let's go.
So there are a couple of rescues that we can do sort of in the vicinity of Kernick's Ulster. These, I'm not sure if it's both of them, but definitely one of these is only available once you've we did a rescue sort of kind of in the middle, just above the map, so just above the disc, sort of around this area. And sort of once you do that rescue, it should unlock one that I think is around here. And that's what we're currently looking for.
Yep.
Did you just say right?
Did you just become a chocobo?
You ready? Stay down!
Is it poison?
Must be some...
Hey, where'd you learn that?
Hey, Ignis!
We must regroup!
Right here! Uh-huh!
Feisty little devils.
Never ends. I feel like we're just getting more and more of them at this point.
So long!
This one's just for you.
See, Prompto's been intoxicated.
Great.
You're on fire today.
Yeah, it just seems to respawn, so screw that.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pronto.
Got it.
I'm like, why are we still attached to that battle when we are so far away?
Say your prayers. Can't stop not.
What can I say?
Hoorah!
That was a close call.
Finally, geez, that took forever. Okay, so we definitely heard someone in need of a rescue around this area. You can again see the fence and various other sort of parts forming a natural barrier, indicating how far we can actually in terms of our movement and stuff like that. Okay, so we need that one. And there they are.
I should be able to make it back. Thanks to you. Ooh, that couldn't have gone any better.
Okay, so a couple of things I want to check. So one of the things is this one. So we've got a perfect landscape. And then, and I'm just wondering, so it says we have to shoot it from the north, and I'm just wondering if we have to do it in the order north, then south, or whether there is a chance that we can do...
Easy now.
But it looks like you have to do north and then south. Which is a little disappointing.
Where's the damn sun?
Yeah.
But that shouldn't be a problem for us. So the main things we've got to do is... so we'll want to do this quest. Ooh, is this quest going to be one that we have to do during the day as well? That's the other thing. May well be the case. So... we've got Pullmore Haven, we've got Diggith Haven. So if we head on Chocobo back and sort of get to around here, or alternatively we could do it the other way around. Yeah, let's do it the other way around.
Man, that hurts. Another headache. This is not normal.
We need to get the car to where I want it to be.
Nice riding with you.
we've just got a little bit more to do. Ideally, I would like to get to Lustolum by the end of this episode, which would make this slightly longer. Generally, these episodes have been, 2 to 3 hours. This one would be a little bit longer. But we don't have that much left. All it is that there's a rescue that I would like to do that's located just off this road, sort of heading north a bit. Indeed, it might well just be here.
Everybody out.
Given that it's 17, I think we do have enough time.
Great day for a walk, huh?
The sarcasm is biting.
Let's go.
So yeah, so there's a sort of power plant area there, and there should...
I'm starving.
Are we there yet?
At least there may well be someone in need of our help. There they are.
You saved me. Thank you.
I'd call that a job well done.
So now the question will be, can we do Vive's quest
Imperials above us!
at
Thanks.
sort of around this time of day, so around sundown?
Easy now.
Just a group of happy chocobo riders. We don't want any problems. So I think the light should still be good enough, but I do know that it changes quite
Dinner
quickly.
tonight? What are we thinking?
Something edible, I guess.
Really? You guess?
The hunt is on.
Do that. Do we have it?
Thanks for the ride. Hell, Olivia, don't you think it's a little dark? Let's try again tomorrow.
Shoot. That is not what I wanted to hear, Noct. But I guess there is a haven nearby. So go over to Lingar Haven, stay there, come back, take the picture, get back to the car, and then we'll be done with what has been a very long episode. but we have done an awful lot in this episode, which is good.
Magitek engine. It's close.
We've covered a lot of ground. We've visited a lot of places. We've done a lot in terms of working towards different side quests and things like that. So I'm pretty happy with what we've done. And it'll just be a matter of us resting up.
Aw, thanks, buddy.
Camping. Again.
Well, you got a problem with camping?
You can see that now that Ignis's food buffs are lasting longer. They actually last like well over a day, close to 2 days, which is pretty cool. Okay, so we'll do these prairie style skewers. So you won't have too much longer with the chocobos, if I remember correctly. But we will have a little bit of time with the chocobos, as everyone gets super close to going up a level.
Striking a pose.
Quit it.
That's boss.
Come now, it's nothing special.
These bastards were a pain.
That is true, they were a pain.
Feeling refreshed.
Well, the tent lets you stretch out a bit more.
Yeah.
The refurbishing's complete. Come and get it.
So we got a good reason to head back to Sid at some point.
Easy now.
I realise that we probably should grab those energy deposits, but oh well.
Thanks for the ride.
Nice riding with you.
Some choco beans.
I'm going all out.
Just don't get too
Sure want to talk.
Pronto! Wake up!
Yes, sir. I am feeling it since...
You see so?
Standing.
Yep.
We all good?
Better than good.
Good to go.
Okay, so the other thing I want to check out. So that's our skills. Gear, not Gladio. So we're currently on Dawn Hammer, which is at level 6 out of 9. So we've still got a fair way that we can go. Ignis is at level 3 of a group out of 8. Overwhelm and Mark. So Mark was super close, so we might as well finish that up. Snapshots at level 3 of 10. But we could go back to Piercer for a bit, or we could do some Star Shell shenanigans. It's a lovely sunny day, so we might as well
Now let's get the next one.
get Vive's first shot. Those are some Beauties down there, I think. Those guys there are the big armored shells. Type of enemy that we haven't really fought yet, but maybe another time. So you can see that in terms of actually going straight, we could head straight over there to get back to what Vive wants us to do. The way I'm just looking at it is that let's just finish this little section off, finish off this episode, get back to Lestallum, and then, and even though we won't have completed Vive's quest, I think his next one also takes us down to Golden or something like that. So we're not in huge rush to finish off Vive's tasks. And much like a few of the other ones, like a few of the other givers of extra, side quests and things like that.
Yesterday's skewers were grilled to perfection.
All credit to Gladio for his meticulous tending of the fire.
No sweat. That sort of thing's right up my alley.
I don't know whether they would have said that if I hadn't had the skewers. That's quite cool. Another little touch to add to the endless lists of touches that I can think of that this game's pulled off. So we reached level 5 without Chocobo. Stamina and speed.
We'll meet again.
Okay, so we're just going to auto this. We're going to go straight to there. We've done an awful lot of driving around, so I figured we could just fast travel the last little bit. And then once we arrive in Lestallum, we will call this episode to an end. We have done an awful lot. In the next episode, we will get back onto story stuff. We'll have a big story chunk where we learn more about one of the main antagonists. We learn a lot more about what we're going to be doing in terms of story-based progress. So Noctis is going to receive a bit of kick up the arse in terms of what actions he should be taking moving forwards. And yeah, we're going to be doing just generally some good story things. The story stuff will allow us to also access... We'll probably take a little break to do some more activities around the...
Ask around a little.
It's up to Noct.
Around the the west side of the Disc of Corthus. And then we can also head to the west side after that, because we're soon going to get to a point of where we're going to be limited in terms of where we can go. But there we have it. Okay, so I hope you have enjoyed this episode for all that we've done, and I hope you will join me on the next, where we will be, as I say, rejoining the story and heading over there, heading towards the Disc of Corthus and seeing what is up with the big meteor that's there. So, hope you enjoyed this episode, hope you join me on the next.